Chucho Hernandez hat-trick gave Aston Villa a very rude pre-season awakening. This is your match reaction to Columbus Crew 4, Aston Villa 1. Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with your match reaction to Columbus Crew 4, Aston Villa 1. Do hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We are past 4,400 subscribers, but don't want to stop there. We want to get to 5K, so please do help us like and subscribe and get your comments below on your thoughts on last night or early hours of the morning pre-season defeat. So I did stay up and watch it. I was going to do a video straight after, but I just had to get to bed, so I thought I'll save it for the morning and have a think through and talk through it with you all this morning. So you might be getting up, you might be rewatching it, and in terms of there were some positives, there were some real positives, but there were some errors and some glaring parts of the team where we do really need to strengthen if we want to really compete on all fronts before the start of the season. Let's talk about the starting lineup. So a big squad's gone out there. We know that Emi Martinez, Ezri Konsa, and Ollie Watkins aren't there at the moment, but John McGinn, Yuri Tielemans was there. They weren't part of this squad, as weren't a few others. So Gauci in goal, Nedeljkovic, Feeney, and Pau Torres. We'll come to the centre backs in a bit as well. Alex Moreno at left back, then Enzo Balanachea and Barkley. Illing Jr. and Morgan Rogers, Cameron Archer, and Leon Bailey. And to be honest, we started off quite well, passing the ball around well and trying to play it out from the back. But Columbus Crew, very, very well organised side, good level side in the MLS. And obviously they're midway through their season. So fitness-wise, sharpness-wise, they were well up for it. And they were pressing us really, really high. And as I say, very well organised. And it was quite difficult for us to get out. You could see that the Villa players were not quite as sharp as they could be, which is to be expected. And it's not just in terms of your fitness, it's in terms of your first touch, in terms of your movements, in terms of where the other player is going to be for one touch passing and building up moves. So it was a bit disjointed with us trying to get out and play out from the back. But yeah, we started off quite well, and there's a few little probing runs from one or two players, but no real chances. But on the 14th minute, Chucho Hernandez, who will come to haunt us a little bit more, scored a bit of an opportunist goal. We had a corner, we had a bit of a threat, and then they go on the break, Columbus go on the break, and then a long crossfield ball from their left-hand side, and the ball was played into the box from the right then now after that crossfield ball. Josh Feeney tries to nip in and win the ball from Hernandez, but it bounces up and then he just smartly finishes it into the bottom right corner. And yeah, it's 1-0. And good finish, good goal. But Villa, like I say, hadn't been too bad, and one or two players started to, look Enzo looking impressive again, getting on the ball, looking very busy. Nedeljkovic and Bailey seemed to have of building up a bit of a relationship on that right hand side. And Nedeljkovic sometimes isn't always going around the outside, and Bailey could do with going around the outside a little bit more. But they're building that relationship up, and Josh Feeney started to get a bit more confident and was passing the ball through, and was actually trying some long balls, and he looks like he's got quite a bright future. But he did have a tough game against Hernandez. So the second goal came again, a giveaway in midfield. I think it was Ross Barkley giving it away sloppily in midfield, and the ball goes over the top. Feeney gets caught a little bit on his heels, and for me, I thought Gauci probably should have come out, and he was stuck in no man's land a little bit and didn't quite get his feet sorted, and Fernandez just dinks the ball past him, and it's 2-0, and he looks very sharp, and I believe he was the one from Watford. and he seemed like he was really up for it. But as I said, they were very, very well organised. But we had one or two chances. Morgan Rogers looked sharp again. He looked strong. He looked big. He could have scored. They gave it away, passing it out from the back, and he probably could have took his touch a little bit quicker. Ball wouldn't sit down for him, hit the shot, and the keeper saves it. And Cameron Archer should score. Balls played through to him, I think, from Ross Barkley. Really nice pass. He tries to take it around the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper does well and parries it out. But then Archer does score, and this is a really nice trademark Cameron Archer. Again, ball played through this time from Leon Bailey, jinks past one player, takes an extra touch, and then just smashes it into the roof of the net. And you're thinking, right, brilliant, 2-1, and we are well back in it. But soon as we score, I believe it's Pau Torres this time, gives the ball away, ball through, and again, I think maybe the keeper could have done a little bit better, but this time Chucho gets his hat trick, just buries it in the bottom corner. But I just think Gauchi was probably a little bit slow to get down to it. His feet weren't quite right. If you look at it from behind the goal, I think he would be a little bit disappointed. And he again needs match sharpness. He needs to get used to playing with the players in the team. But it was a different level. It was a different step up from the two previous friendlies. And I think he probably needs to get used to the team a little bit more and get used to the atmosphere a little bit more, because he was a bit shaky when the ball was going back to him, and a couple of positions, the positional sense wasn't great for those goals, and you've got to really step up. And this is a good test for them. And I think another player in that first half who didn't quite live up to the expectations, or didn't quite play as well as he maybe would have wanted to, was Samuel Illing Jr. And I think he's going to need a lot of training, a lot of coaching to get used to Emery's style of play, because I got the feeling he didn't quite know where he was playing. He put one good ball across that Pau Torres got caught under his feet, needed a striker to finish that one off. But apart from that, didn't really see him getting into areas to receive the ball. He was neither wide nor was he dropping inside for the ball. And Cameron Archer, again, yes, he got his goal. Really good for him to get his goal. But I want to see him stretching those defenders, playing on the last man, creating space for the players in that midfield area like Bailey and like Morgan Rogers and like Illing Jr. to help them to be able to receive the ball in space. And I just didn't see him working the defenders enough for me. But this will come. And Moreno as well, a couple of times positionally, again, not he wants to go forward and he's great with that going forward, but he's got to put the same effort in getting back. That first goal, I think, was somewhere to do with him as well, not getting back into position quick enough. So this will come, and I think the training over in the States is more important almost than the games, because the training in hot, wet conditions, the training in the morning, they're doing double sessions, so they'd have trained yesterday morning and they would have had the match. So some of them would have been a bit leggy. Now, the second half started, there was one or two changes right at the start of the second half, and we actually saw a centre half pairing of Diego Carlos and Luca Dean, which was very, very strange. Matty Cash at right back and Oliver Zeke in goal. And Philogene came on as well at half time, but not every player was changed. And Ross Barkley got an hour, Enzo Berenacea got an hour, and you could see they were flagging a little bit as that half went on. But it was a bit scrappy, and Columbus Crew did score a goal. Ball bouncing around in the box. I think Matty Cash gave it away. Really, really poor defending, and Shambos put it in on the 52nd minute. And then on the 60th minute, a real pleasant sight to see Emi Buendia making his long-awaited return to Aston Villa after over a year out, which was fantastic for him. And he looked nice and sharp, wanted to get on the ball, which was good. Ian Matson as well came on, and he looked really, really good. I thought some of his touches were really tidy, and it was interesting to see Philogene look like a different player almost when he came on. And Amadou Onana, a beast in midfield, coming on as well with Dendonka. Actually, it was a real powerhouse midfield that came on, and one big tackle from Amadou Onana as soon as he came on, which was really good to see. And Kane Kessler-Hayden looking quick down that right-hand side, and Lewis Dobbin came on up front. And Philogene could have scored a couple of times. Dobbin could have scored. So we did look pretty good for that last half an hour, last 5 minutes or so, trying to kind of petered out. But some good positive play. But you could definitely see in both halves of the game just that touch not quite there. and that awareness not quite there, but that is to be expected. You know, the players are doing double sessions, as I've said. They're getting used to playing with each other, and they're getting used to getting themselves back into match sharpness and match fitness. So it's a real useful exercise. However, what I would say is that centre back partnerships, we really do need to address that area, because Pau Torres and Diego Carlos, heaven forbid anything happens to Ezri Konsa, we're going into the season with those two at the back, and I worry about the lack of pace in that centre back partnership. Obviously, we've got Ezri Konsa to come back, but you do really need another high quality centre back. I'm not too sure when Tyrone Mings is going to come back. If he was anywhere close to coming back, he will be in this travelling party. So we really do need to address that centre back area, and also the centre forward area as well. Yes, we know Ollie Watkins to come back, but we really, really need some good backup, some good competition to Ollie Watkins. It was nice for Cameron Archer to get his goal, but I don't know about him in the Premier League pushing us forward. And Lewis Dobbin, again, young player, unproven. I don't know if he's a makeshift centre forward even. And Morgan Rogers, yes, people have said he can step into that position, but for me, he's great at picking up the ball in deeper areas and driving forward with it, beating a man and getting a shot. So we really do need to address those two areas, and probably goalkeeper as well. And it's interesting, those three players that aren't with us, Martinez, Konsa, and Watkins, are so important to our team, so important to our team. And that's why it's so difficult to get someone who is an adequate backup, because they're going to have to sit on the bench for quite a lot of time. So it's really important we get, I think centre back's probably a more straightforward one, but the goalkeeper and the centre forward is really, really important. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments on that game, on the areas where we need to strengthen. We should see Ramsey, we should see Tielemans, we should see McGinn coming back in for the next game, which would be great. And we should see, obviously, Buendia getting more fitness, Amadou Onana getting more fitness. So it's really exciting in that midfield area. Really good to see. And some of the relationships with players on that right and left hand side will be good to see as well, developing. But like I say, defense and attack in terms of central areas, we do really need to strengthen. Like I say, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help us on the road to 5K. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with more shows coming up in the week, fans forum, and also an academy update with Academy AVFC. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. And as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.